My name is Melissa Durham, Director of CRM and Loyalty at DSW. For those of you who may not be as familiar with DSW, we are a leading omni-channel footwear and accessory retailer that offers fabulous brands at a great everyday value. We do $2.8 billion in sales, and we have 500 plus stores across US, Canada, and the Middle East. We also have a very strong loyalty program that dates us back to '98, where we have 25 plus million loyalty members. So it's all about that data. So when it comes to DSW, we are all about our mission, and that is really, we inspire self-expression. And that's everything in what we do at DSW. So we align our strategies to that mission, and one strategy that is really near and dear to my heart is around enabling unique customer experiences that drive emotional loyalty. When you think shoes, we want you to think DSW, and you have that passion towards the brand. So with that strategy for this year, we built 3 tactics. That is relaunching our new loyalty program, DSW VIP. It is distorting to digital, so when you think about marketing spend, distorting it more digital, and specifically in this use case, email, as well as personalization. So when we thought about Movable ink and the technology it provides, we wanted to be very intentional of how we take that and align it back to our overall, the tactics, as well as our strategy for this year. So let's start some use cases. So regarding DSW, our relaunch of DSW VIP, we did quite a bit of teasers leading up in all digital channels, and what you're seeing is some use cases regarding our emails. Countdown tickers, what we call them internally. You may say that they're a little bit more simplistic, but when you tie it to the right content, the right message, it really builds that anticipation for our customers. And we launched in early May, and what we saw is, as a part of that teaser strategy that you see above, we actually doubled our direct load to our website due to the anticipation that we were building. Our next use case is, we are fortunate enough that we consume a ton of data from our customers. Actually, around 90% of our transactions are tied to our loyalty program. And we use that data to really think about triggers and way that we create another incentive to get our customers back in our door or to our channels. And this is an example of a trigger where once they're close to their next reward, we are telling them how much they have to spend. We're using some animation to do so, and then we're using web crop to really show that inspiration from a product. So we're all around providing relevant product at the right customer, as well as making sure that that inventory is available for our customers to use. Okay, a large learning moment for us. So in May, we built this huge pre-launch strategy, and a part of that was communicating to some of our most lovable customers around their tenure in our program. And we were celebrating the fact with them leading up that we were excited to share some new information. And what we saw is that customers were actually taking the time to screenshot, do the work themselves to put that on Instagram and Facebook. And we were like, wow, we must have really resonated with our customer. So because of that, we actually just launched last week a innovative new anniversary series, and we differentiated the content based on what year you enrolled in the program. And in this use case, it was a customer who enrolled in 2012. Not sure who was disappointed about the reveal of Gossip Girl, but I know I sure was. But at the very bottom of the email, we actually created, in partnership with our Movable partners, a GIF where they could share that content on Facebook to really celebrate. And what was great here in this use case is actually 10% of the clicks on the entire email was specifically related to that shareable content. So again, talk about something when you get it right with our customers that's newsworthy in content share that we saw great success with. Distorting to digital. So we recently, in partnership with our advanced analytics team, we created an RFM email frequency. So we looked at customers' email engagement, we looked at how much they were spending across all channels, and said, what is the right amount of emails we should be sending to customers? Well, I'm sure most of us feel the pressure that it's never send less, it's always send more. And what we saw is we had a pretty large population of customers that were highly engaged in our email channels. And we took it as an opportunity to actually increase our email frequency by about 25% to those specific customers. who, by the way, had close to an open average rate of 60%. So when I say they were engaged, very engaged. But we had the same resources. We had the same resources on my team. We did on the creative side. So how are we going to do that but still provide product that was relevant and stories that really resonated? So we partnered with Movable Inc., and there's 2 use cases up here. One is regarding bestsellers, and the next is new arrivals. So we're using web crops in conjunction with data and segmentation to differentiate the content based on who you are. A customer that is more prone to a wide width type shoe, maybe versus a male, needs different content, and we really leverage MI to power that. What we saw here is that it made a difference. These emails that are behind me are actually some of our most productive non-promotional emails that we send week over week. Okay, another great use case. This one we are really proud of. We are sending a weekly email, Sunday in the PM hours, around a week in review, if you will. And we'll hold on some of the personalization to the next slide, but we are generating content based on analysis that's happening within Basket. So we are showing customers what were new arrivals this week, what were the best sellers. We're using some great examples of leveraging the weather forecast, where we're showing them the current weather of where they are, and then products that tie to that specific weather. So if it's raining, we're going to show them rain boots. If it's cold, we're going to show them cold weather boots. We also really are passionate around how we integrate our social channels and make them more visible to our customer. So we also included a social integration as well regarding our Instagram account. And then here you are when it comes to personalization. So we work with Movable Inc., and in this use case, we started finding that we have an abandoned shopping cart series, right? I'm sure as many of you do. But what we were trying to figure out is, wow, those triggers are so productive for us, but what about all the other emails from a promotional standpoint that we send on a daily basis, and how do we make that more relevant, even though we may be doing targeting and segmentation, but how do you add that extra flavor? And that's where we use signals to include, if you will, a sub-message for abandoned shopping cart on every single email you receive if you have an item in your cart. And it's across both our promotional and offer-driven emails. So in some use cases, we're telling you what left behind. Other use cases, we're saying, hey, check out this offer, and we already know you have something fabulous in your cart that we're really encouraging that conversion. So I spoke to a few of the results as we went along, but when it comes to going back to our strategy and our tactics and how we all align, when it comes to our relaunch of DSW VIP, we considerably heard from loyalty and personalization recognitions. L2, which is a digital benchmark, gave us quite a bit of kudos as it pertains to listening from customer insights as well as data in how we approach the program. We also saw a ton of customer engagement. It went from shares to the amount of time we saw customers on emails. In the anniversary email, we saw customers were spending over 15 seconds on that content alone. So really great engagement there. And then you can't argue with our most recent quarter earnings that was largely contributed due to our success of our relaunch of our program. And then distorting to digital, we were able to identify a way to expand our volume and our sends without adding the additional resources, and really we're able to manage it from an operational, but also still delivering on that right customer experience. And even, again, in those emails, we were seeing growth rate of over 40% click-through rate when it comes to just those emails alone over some of our other content that we were sending on a weekly basis. And then lastly, from a personalization perspective, very strong non-promotional emails with a 2x our click-through rate compared to our average. So that is it. Thank you, everyone, and really hope we are continuing to look at how we evolve with Movable and continue to do more with that technology.